Alright, so welcome back to the videos. Today we're going to show you how to check a hive like really quickly. So we're going to go over there. These are the nuke hives. As I told you guys, the nukes are the easiest ones to deal with. Don't mind this roof here. I just had an extra roof and I just put it over, so yeah, it's the roof for that nuke. So my cousin's going to be going. Which one are you going to go into?
Because this one is the more.
This one's a bit more aggressive, so he's a bit scared of that one.
I'm going to start with this one.
He's going to start with this one, and then he's going to tell you what he's looking for. Hopefully he remembers what I told him from the last video. For me, I like to put my nukes generally over a shaded place, you know, less stress for them, to be quite honest. But the aim and the goal for the future is to cut away all of this and so on. So as you saw what he was doing, he was just smoking the hive around the front. So you normally smoke the entrance and at the top to kind of disengage the guard bees. Next thing, you never stand in front of the hive. You can, but you're pretty much blocking their flight path. So you can do it, but I wouldn't really advise it. I normally like working from behind the hives. Okay, so what you looking for?
First, we're going to look for the if the queen is actually producing.
Okay, cool.
So normally the easiest way is to start from the middle.
Damn, he remembers.
And work your way left or right, either way that is.
Cool.
So because these bees are very productive, they always glue their
propolis. Yeah. So what they call bee glue, guys. They glue the frames together, pretty much. So with beekeeping, everything that you do is very gentle. You know, slow but steady movements. You don't want to shake them too much. This hive I actually started from just 3 frames, and it's pretty much has gone out to 5 frames now. What are you looking for?
Alright, first, normally we'll just see if we see the queen. Not seeing her in this one. But then,
just to narrate a little bit, in the smaller hives it's easier to find the queen because there's not so many bees in there, but generally the first thing you're looking for is just eggs, quickly.
So in this one I don't see any eggs, but the cones are pretty much filled with them.
So hold on, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go for my flashlight because it's a little bit gloomy. The flashlight is very important to see. Hold on, cause keep that up, keep that frame on. See if I can see it. I'm going for my flashlight real quick. So as I told you in the first video about beekeeping or whatever, like there's stuff that you definitely need, stuff that you have as accessories. Like for me, my flashlight is definitely an accessory that I like. Alright, so I got my little mini LED flashlight. Hold it up for me, let me see if I can find it. Alright, there are eggs. I see eggs already, straight up. So that's why the flashlight is very important. I'll show you guys a picture of what eggs look like because it's going to be hard for the camera. But I'm going to see if I can go in. It's really hard. But yeah, eggs are some small little specks. They're probably the hardest things to find as beginners, but I'll show you a picture. Once you have the picture, all you have to do is to tilt the frames at different angles and use a light, which would be very helpful so that you can see into it. Or if you have good sunlight under the sun and you could see. But I see a lot of eggs in that frame, so everything is good with that.
Always be gentle.
So one thing you're doing, cuz, don't put the frame back in. Keep the frame out. Don't put it back in. And give them some smoke, because they're getting a little bit antsy. So what I do, guys, I normally don't keep the frame. I keep one frame out so that I have more space to work. See what I'm saying? So instead of having to push around stuff, I normally have a frame out. I normally lay it somewhere like close to the hive. You can probably lay it just out there. Lay it somewhere where there will be like out of sun or out of harm, and then I'll move on to the next frame. So again, he's smoking the hives a bit more. With beekeeping, you have to just keep looking at your bees, looking at what they're doing and how they're reacting.
And the sounds.
So he's checking into the next frame right now.
It's always best to hold the corners. You have more grip.
Exactly. So he's holding it from the corner, so he has good grip of the frame, so it's easy to flip it too.
So there are eggs. Eggs.
You see eggs?
Yeah. This one is a little bit easier to see.
Okay.
So on the scale one. So if you look right in these little pores right here, you can see a lot of them.
I want to keep it steady, cuz. Yep, there we see eggs. Got it. Cool.
Check the other side. Yep. Cool. Just
so guys, he's a beginner beekeeper. You see, this is pretty much his second time really going into a hive on a separate day with me. Like the other day I had him searching through the other hives with me and stuff, but he's retained a lot of information. But as you go along with beekeeping, you know, the more you do anything in life, you get better, right? Now he's checking the next frame. What do you see?
a lot of them.
See honey?
Yep.
Yeah, they're storing a bit of honey. You can see honey there and some nectar. So that's not so bad for a small hive, because this is a nuke. One thing to remember, guys, wherever you took the frames from, always put it back in that same space, because what you're doing, you know, the bees put all of their honey and their brood in particular areas that they remember. It's like someone coming into your house and moving your car keys from where it is. I mean, because it's going to take you hours to find it. Sometimes it takes me hours to find mine, and I don't know where to put it. It's crazy. They need some more smoke.
This is really the calm of the lot.
Alright, so that's pretty much him looking into it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to go through the next one, and he's going to finish off this one, and then we'll be back. Alright guys, this is something that you shouldn't be scared of. This is what you call bearding. Now bearding happens sometimes when it's really hot out and the hive is trying to cool themselves off. Sometimes it's when it gets very congested inside. This hive today we're going to actually be expanding. I'm giving it another box on top so that it's going to have more space. But bearding is pretty much happening in most of my hives because of the temperatures. There was some bearding there. It's gone now. Nothing happening over there. This one has a little bit, as you can see there. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys like how to do this really quick, because with beekeeping, especially on a day like this when it's about to rain, you gotta make sure like you are on the go. Always check your smoker too. You never want this to be like done on you. It's gonna be hell. So at the front, at the top, and then you kind of crack the top as well. Give them a little smoke, and then you can give them like a few seconds just to register that you know what's happening. All right, I think they're good. What you can sometimes do, like these hives are close, you can just you can smoke both of them at the same time, so by the time you get here it's good. I'm gonna show you this at the top. These are called Hive Beetles. You do not really want these in, well, not really, you don't want these in your hives. These are pests, so whenever you see them in small amounts you can kill them. I'll show you guys a trap that I do later on, which is super effective. Like I've killed like hundreds of Hive Beetles like using that trap. So I'll show you guys that pretty soon. Now once you're inside, smoke down inside, what I normally start doing I will look to see like how many bees, because you can see how many bees are like walking along. Now, of course, I always start down in the middle. As I told you guys, this is my favorite frame grabber, or hive tool, sorry, because I can hook into stuff like really quickly, so I like it. Oh, I feel rain. It's about to rain. Anyway, so what I look for is a good brood pattern. That's the first thing. So once I see brood, I see the queen already. Come closer. Once you get good at it, you get to see the queen really quick. The queen is right here. See? That's the queen right there. So I know that the queen is there, so that's a good brood pattern. I don't really have to look for eggs anymore because I know the queen is there. Plus I see a good brood pattern. Normally once the queen is on the frame, you kind of want to keep her above the hive because you don't want her to fall out and get hurt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick out another frame with my other hand. So I'm going to lift that frame out. And then, you know, try to, alright, there we go, I got it. Because once I found her, I want to make sure that she's good. So already, because I found the queen, I'm already confident about this hive. Now, I'm just going to look for other things. Again, for brood pattern, looking at this here. Can you see good in the light?
Yes.
You can see very good brood pattern, meaning like it's well drawn out. See, just all brood. That's the bees that are capped underneath. So I already know that this hive is booming. This hive is doing really well. The same thing on the other side, full brood pattern. So I know the hive is doing well. The hive is healthy. So what I'm gonna do, I told you already, I'll put this over here gently, get my smoker again, give them a little bit more smoke. Now usually when it's sunny I could look down into the hive and I could tell what's happening already, but it's a bit gloomy so it's hard for me to see. Once I look here, again I can see eggs immediately. Yeah, I can see eggs in there. I can see that they're starting to draw out another frame of wax. The next side, yeah, it's pretty much what I'm seeing. So this is also good already. To be quite honest, I could just put the frame back in and call it a day with this hive because I've seen everything that I needed to see. But it's only 5 frames, so I can continue. I've seen the queen, I've seen good production. The only thing I'm worried about now is, do they have enough space? This frame feels light, so I know like not a lot of activity is on it, which I am right. There is space between to lay on this, so it's pretty good. Today's a bad day to show you guys this because like the lighting is so bad. Lighting is really bad, but that's a part of it. So I can put this back down into it, and I'll just check the last frame just for the fun of it. Usually I could just go through the 3 and I know that everything is fine. This last one is heavier, so I know that there's activity. There's either honey or pollen or brood, and yeah, there's a bit of each on it. There's brood, definitely a bit of nectar inside. Again, it's hard to see. Again, it's pretty hard to see. I'll probably just do this video over another day, but I'm still showing you like what the difficulty could be when the weather decides to switch it up on you. I'm already done examining this hive. As I said, if it was like a hot day, I wouldn't even have to lift some of these frames out. I could just look from the edge and I could see what I want to see, because I already saw the queen, I saw eggs, and I did see activity, so I'm not worried at all. So all I do now is just push the frames back together, because again, they are a little bit annoyed that we are inside the hive when it's gloomy. See, they're getting angry now. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. This is checking your hive on a gloomy day. I'll do another video when it's sunny to show you so you guys can have better visibility as to what we're looking for. And the last thing that we do is just to make sure the frames are evenly spaced. So not too much space in any of them, just a nice even spacing. And then make sure that the bees are out of the way. Give them a little smoke. And then gently shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. I can tell you this, no matter what you try, a few bees are gonna get squashed. It's a part of it, but that's why we don't go into the hive like every day. You know, we go into the hive like, some people say every 14 days, but I do it based on necessity. If it's a honey season and they need my help every week, then I'll be there every week. But we didn't come back around here for like what was it? About 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, we gave them 2 weeks of time. Overall assessment for this hive, I could give them more space because I see where the queen is doing well already. I could give them a bigger box, but I'm gonna give them another week because there is still some space and they're still drawing out a few combs. Well, one comb, so I can leave that. This one, for some reason, is behind that one. But the funny thing about bees is that this one started with a queen, this one didn't. This one started with an egg. And for some reason, this one just has a better queen, better work rate, better productivity. So that's it. But anyway, guys, we're gonna end this video here. And then, yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video.